PWHL action returns to the Rock as the New York Sirens open their home campaign. Ready to go, New York and Vancouver in this first game on home ice for the New York Sirens this year, and it is a former New York Siren, Gabby Rosenthal, who takes the opening faceoff opposite Casey O'Brien, who is that new top-line center for New York this season. Should be so much fun here today. Appreciate you joining us at The Rock, the first of two games across our PWHL slate here today. It is Teresa Venishova who plays it into the corner. O'Brien trying to dig it out for New York. And the Sirens with a win and a loss to start their season. They still have the best performance of the year with Taylor Girard's opening day hat trick. Here's a chance across for Ann Cherkowski. Rolled off her stick momentarily, and O'Brien in behind is knocked down by Venishova. Claire Thompson comes over to get it and ends up icing the puck. Let's take a look at the goaltending matchup today. How good has Kaylee Osborne been so far for the New York Sirens?
She's so fun to watch. Coach Fargo has such confidence in her. Her ability to play the puck, she's poised. She made some incredible breakaway saves in her opener with a shutout win. And she's just someone that is very composed between the pipes.
Face-off win for the Sirens. Here is O'Neill. Plays it around. It's picked up back there by Claire Thompson. One of the key additions for Vancouver, this expansion team this season. Claire Thompson was the first player signed by Vancouver during the exclusive draft window.
Just a strong, she's played over 20 games both seasons in the PWHL, so she is a workhorse, able to see the pucks really well when players clear out in front of her, and her just reaction, just a solid goaltender all around.
It's kind of amazing they put together this good a goaltending room with Mashmeyer and Campbell, considering the expansion draft, and you figure everybody leaving, but Vancouver's got a couple of good ones. Chance to be a potential 1A, 1B situation. We'll see how it plays out. That shot from the outside ends up behind the glass, and Vancouver back to get it and knock it out to center ice, where O'Neill is back to get it, as well as the captain of the Sirens, Micah Zandyhart. Goldeneyes with 2 points to start their debut season in the PWHL. You mentioned that overtime victory against Seattle in their opener. And they lost on the road at Ottawa a couple of nights ago. There's an O'Neill who's part of one of the big trades of the offseason on draft day, with Abby Rock going up to Montreal and O'Neill and a couple of picks coming back to New York. There's a chance for Vancouver skating out with it. Brooke McQuigg, who was selected fairly high by Vancouver as they try to put their team together. It's played around the wall by the Sirens. Both teams kind of feeling each other out in the early going. No shots officially recorded yet. This first ever game between New York and Vancouver. There's El Harchi centering a line with Girard and Wheeler. That group has been so good to start the season for the Sirens. Greg Fargo talked with us about that earlier today. We mentioned Gabby Rosenthal, the former New York Siren, in the middle of Venishova and Abby Boreen. Boreen, who scored the game-winning goal in that game against Seattle. Thompson and Bell, the defenders, and Kristen Campbell getting the start in goal for Vancouver. Along the wall where Venishova plays it in. Osborne hands it for Simpson. Couldn't get it beyond. Good forecheck for the Goldeneyes. Centering pass there. Good poke check by Osborne. And then it comes out to center ice. Thompson forced to go back to get it for Vancouver.
I like the between the legs backhand pass.
Well, it's nearly turned over right on the side of the net, but it's Bell who comes back to get it for Vancouver. A little bit of pressure there from New York. Goldeneyes were changing. Sirens try to put it back in. They had to be careful of too many players on the ice there. Push forward by Hannah Miller. Miller's got a lane, gets around, plays it across, and the chance by Karpinen gets deflected out of play.
Hannah Miller puts on a burst of speed and looks to reach around the outstretched stick to get the puck across to Karvinen, but I love the back check by O'Brien. So smart in the neutral zone. I know we didn't see it, but she slams on the brakes, didn't skate by, and that allowed her to get back in time to make that clutch stick goal.
Face-off win for Vancouver. So this Miller, Karvinen, and Michaela Cava line were the Goldeneyes put together as the top group for Brian Adolski early in the season. Sandy Hart goes and finds it for New York. Little stretch pass for Levis. Couldn't quite get through. Sophie Jakes actually comes free to New York. Chance right in front. Still loose on the side of the net before it goes twisting by into the far corner. Turned over again. Good opportunity. They score! Nicole Valario in her first game of the year. And the Sirens score first.
Just great pressure by O'Neill. She turns around, dishes the puck to Kaltenkova. Coming up then, this turnover with their stick, able to corral it. And look at that gorgeous top shelf goal to put the Sirens up 1-0.
It almost looked like a self-screen that I think it was Channel Watkins kind of moving in front of Campbell there, and it looked like she picked it up slightly late, but nevertheless a wonderful shot. And how about Nicole Valario, the defenseman from the University of St. Thomas, her first career goal, and New York has a 1-0 lead over Vancouver. Simpson throws it off the boards, ends up deflecting right off the left pad of Campbell. Simpson once more. So the forecheck here early in this game has been pretty effective for New York.
They have, and one reason why it's so good is their D are pinching. By pinching, it creates a lot of havoc and pressure on the wings. They panic a little earlier, and it allows more offensive zone time for the Sirens to generate some of that offense.
Maddie Wheeler was the one playing it in deep, and now here come the Goldeneyes trying to break out. Rosenthal was reaching for it. Good play by Claire Thompson. Leaves it behind for Rosenthal, and a good effort by the Sirens to force that to center. And it comes out once again, but it's whistled down. This line we're going to talk about all year long. Fillier, O'Brien, and Cherkowski. New line put together up front by Greg Fargo, Sandy Hart, and Nyland Person. The defenders, and Kaylee Osborne is in goal. But that top line, obviously, you know, Casey O'Brien taking over as that first line center. It's such a crucial spot, playing along with the Rookie of the Year in Fillier.
Yeah, and Fillier, I mean, she's held up the score. She, however, is still so dominant. Her explosiveness really jumps off the page to me. Her must have had an outstanding offseason, and I love Casey O'Brien. Her ability to be in the right position has created those chances, whether defensively or offensively, so that her line can start peppering the goaltender. They just haven't found the back of the net yet.
Special for Casey O'Brien being part of this New York team. The Sirens, who traded for an extra first-round pick to get her third overall in the most recent draft. Here is Fillier, chance from the outside, knocked down, rebound attempt. Campbell just gets a piece of it, as there's the speed of Fillier, and there's that top line, just as we're talking about for New York. O'Brien back to get it. It does come out to center, where Simpson will reset. We've talked about the youth part of this New York team, but the other driving factor in the group they put together was speed. And it seems like we're seeing that early on in this game. Vancouver back in, that is why.
And not only on the offense, we touched on it before, Casey O'Brien had an excellent back check, and that's just speed, hustle, refusing to allow a player ahead of her to get a touch on the puck to create a chance. And so the speed is definitely on display so far today.
One key note to mention for Vancouver, they are once again without Sarah Nurse today, missing her second game in a row. That shot from the outside by Greco, that's knocked down all the way in on Osborne. So obviously a key loss for one of the best players in the PWHL. O'Neill in behind, and it's actually whistled down. And Nicole Valario with her first PWHL goal. Sirens up 1 against the Goldeneyes. It's kind of amazing how many people on this team played for him somewhere along the way in all those stops. He's been around for a long time. You can hear it in his voice when we talk to him before the game. He loves the style of hockey that he's gotten to see in the first couple of games.
He does. He pointed out especially the physicality. And coming for after about a decade with North Dakota and then playing or coaching in St. Cloud, he's used to the WCHA. That's a very physical conference, and he's still impressed with the physicality level here in the PWHL. Excuse me.
We play on here with Vancouver trying to come through the neutral zone, and Thompson reaching for the puck. Gets around the defender, tried to play it across. It's broken up, then the follow-up chance just missed. A great try there by the trailer, Brooke McQuigg, who's the one who got the opportunity, and it ends up just deflecting wide. Here is Girard trying to lead it in the offensive zone for Hartshee. Got knocked down. Good hit. Leveled there by Melissa Channel-Watkins. Out at center, Boreen ended up on the back of Zandy Hart. Got a piggyback ride for a few paces. Simpson plays it forward. New York set a good step to their game early. Nice pass across O'Brien. Then Zandy Hart trying to hit the trailer. Works its way back. Simpson has a chance and a save made. Kick save. Got the 5-hole down to Campbell. Now Simpson again trying from the outside. Ends up off the wall. Then a centering pass is broken up well by Vancouver. And they skated out to center. Karvinen finally gets by. Opens up maybe a 2-on-1. Pass across is broken up. And then Osborne reaching for it and secures.
Here's that pinch by Claire Thompson, showing the athleticism and trying to move the puck over just out of the reach of Abby Boreen as she's coming down. But look at that athleticism, her foot position, her ability to open up her legs and land on her inside edge. That is not easy to do.
Osborne's been sharp so far. You mentioned Karvinen. It's kind of fascinating, right? One of the older rookies coming in after playing so much international hockey. Now coming in and was Vancouver's first pick in the rookie portion of the PWHL draft this year. Greco pushes it down the wall, got it back now, and a fluttering puck. Osborne couldn't quite secure it. Ends up in the corner for Miller. Works back for Greco, walks down the wall. Tries to fire a shot. Kick save by Osborne. A shot that was probably going wide anyway. Good forecheck here by Vancouver. Trailing 1-0 in the first period. Comes whistling across and all the way out of the zone where Thompson will play a ton of minutes for the Goldeneyes. Resets. The skate somewhere, then Levis plays it off the wall. All Vancouver sweaters there. Joe Gardner brings into the offensive zone. Nice pass to center and a kick save by Osborne, and the rebound hops up over the net. McQuigg's had a good couple of opportunities in the first period for Vancouver.
And the setup there was Gardner with the poise and the skill, weaving through the neutral zone in order to push back the defenders for New York and create that soft spot for McQuigg.
The offensive zone now for the Sirens. Zandy Hart pass to the middle. Ends up hitting a stick and skated out by Ashton Bell. Half of the first period gone. A 1-0 lead for the Sirens on the goal by Valerio. Contact with the person there on the near side. Vespa's the one. Got knocked down on the blue line. Good step up there by Sophie Jakes. Consistently one of the best defenders in the world. Onside for Fillier. Was looking for Bernard cutting down the slot. Space still tough to come by here in this first period. See if there's a chance here for Vancouver. They have numbers back if they hustle. Karvinen is wide, plays it across, was looking for a tip from Gabby Rosenthal underneath her stick. Karvinen waiting for the pass on the backhand forward for Miller. Pinned in by Allison Simpson. He's on it now for the Sirens. Jency Rose, good pass forward. Here's Levis. Tried to go wide with the shot, ended up missing. Looking blocker side.
Good decision for New York to try to stretch the zone a little. They had so many their wingers above the red line, and that pushes back the defenders for Vancouver to hopefully open up some space underneath for them to skate.
Here's O'Neill moving into the offensive zone. Little bump from Bell as O'Neill goes back to get it in the corner. It's stick work all the way around the wall, working against Thompson. Here's Bernard from the outside. Little tip. Loose for a moment before Bell guides it to the near wall. A chance for McQuigg once again, but Zandy Hart is there first for the Sirens. Are basically even in this first period. Again, the one goal from Valario to give New York the lead. Good speed in here from Jakes. Tries to center up, and the shot just missed high. Katie Chan with a great opportunity. May have gotten a stick in there as well. Now here's Gerard. Gerard pass back. Hartshee reaching for it. Ends up sitting loose for a moment, and then it's whistled down for a hand pass. With 7:25 remaining in this first period. Chances starting to mount on both ends. But the Goldeneyes still trailing the Sirens 1-0 here in the first period of New York's home opener.
Coach, just saw you talking to your team there. What's the emphasis and what do you want to see before this period ends?
Oh, I think transitional defense needs to be a little bit better. We're a little too puck focused, and they're flying through neutral. We're not picking up players as well as we could.
Great question. And it's interesting hearing that insight. He mentioned the neutral zone. We kind of touched on that a bit, Eric, about how they were able to have success through the neutral zone, the Sirens. And so if they can clean that up, they have excellent skaters on the backside. We saw that rush by Sophie Jakes. So that will definitely be a plus. But again, there's also that little balance. Have to stay tight in the neutral zone. Have to make sure you're playing one another's skill sets.
First penalty call to the game right along the near wall. Kurkowski gets knocked down for New York. And the Sirens still looking for their first power play goal of the year. Will get a chance.
Coming down the wall, just battling hard and trying to get past Claire Thompson. Claire Thompson steps in front, impedes the progress moving forward, and therefore will spend 2 minutes, a 2-minute penalty.
So our first power play of the game is brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Power through tough messes. Sirens, this is just their fourth power play attempt of the year. They're 0 for 3 so far. Vancouver, only the fourth time they've been shorthanded this year. They are 2 for 3. Here is Fillier, works it down low. Quick pass to the middle is immediately cleared.
Good quick look, going high to low and trying to find O'Neill in that soft space, but Vancouver did an excellent job with their sticks kind of closing around and not providing a clean shot to the net.
This New York power play was good last year. They were second in the league. Fillier, a big reason why. She cycles behind the net with Jakes reaching for her defensively. Jakes kind of got a stick in, Fillier to the ice, and we play on with Vancouver able to clear. 1:10 remaining on the penalty time. Interference call against Claire Thompson. Jinsey Rose, big acquisition in the offseason, first year with New York after a couple of years with Ottawa. Chance for O'Brien now in the offensive zone. And Rose straight on, fires looking for a tip side of the net. It's up in behind. And Vancouver, they've gotten to pucks quickly after the first opportunity. Can't clear here though. Ryan steps down the wall. Bell in there as well for Vancouver. 32 seconds remaining on the penalty time. Bunch of bodies trying to dig it out of the corner. With 5:13 remaining in the first period, just 19 seconds. Finally comes out to Rose, who fires up high, and a save by Campbell. So good to be back here at the Prudential Center, the home of the Sirens, once again this season. They are looking to flip their success on this ice. Remember, they won their opener here, their home opener, And that was their last regulation win in this building last year. They're hoping they can make it an advantage here in Season 3 of the PWHL. Shots are even at 6. Score is 1-0 in favor of New York. There's been moments where we've seen some good forecheck and good opportunities. It feels like we're kind of in this feeling out period even here late in the first period.
Yeah, and I think the Gardner line has had that success. We mentioned a little bit off earlier on the period how she entered the zone with the puck on her stick, had possession, was able to dish to McQuaid for a good shot on net. And a lot of that is just their speed. They're very fast on the forecheck and put a lot of pressure on the defenders.
And there's Wheeler looking to play it behind for Gerard. And it'll be a 2-on-2. In fact, Vancouver will change. So Cava just pushing it forward, and New York is back on it. That Wheeler, Harchie, Gerard line, again, continues to impress. Here's the O'Brien line across for a one-timer. It was broken up really well. Sophie Jakes, that's why she's one of the best defenders in the world. Pulled off the wall by O'Brien. 2:37 remaining in the period. Nyland Person, pass across. It was Cava that time to break it up. O'Brien for Cherkowski. You see O'Brien comes away with it. Good centering pass for Cherkowski, and an even better save by Campbell. Felt like it was kind of out of nowhere off the wall. What a great pass that was from O'Brien.
And on her backhand at that, it was just beautiful. And nice strong battle along the corner to come out with the puck.
Cherkowski forward. O'Brien actually had Fillier. Has to turn. Right in front. They score! Cherkowski over. And Fillier's got her first goal of the year.
It was only a matter of time before Sarah Fillier found the back of the net. Led her team with 10 shots on net in the first 2 games. And look at O'Brien. Heads up play, dish it back for a quick shot, and then a redirect net front as Fillier is able to put it in. Just a great puck movement all around from the 3 line mates.
I mean, how good was that shift for that top group for New York?
So fun. I was ready to call
everywhere.
Exactly. I was ready to dial up that replay and that backhand pass from O'Brien to the slot, and then they just put an exclamation mark on it by getting a highlight reel goal.
So it is Sarah Fillier, the PWHL Rookie of the Year last year. That's her 14th career goal, her 30th career points. As she plays here in her 2nd season with the Sirens. And it is 2-0. New York has the lead with 2 first-period goals. And maybe more here. Still 1:20 remaining. Kaltankova's shot is kicked away by Campbell. Good stick save and then guiding the rebound to the corner. But in the key moments of this first period, it's been the speed of New York that's felt like the differentiating factor in what we've seen so far. Campbell elects to cover with under a minute to go in the first. Jinsey Rose was the one who nearly got that, and Rose is on it once more, firing from the outside. That deflected somewhere. I think that ended up hitting the helmet of Anna Seghetti for Vancouver. A lot of time on this end of the ice in the last couple of minutes of this first period. Can New York find a way to get out with one more? Can Vancouver get to the dressing room? Trailing by just the 2-0 margin where it stands right now. Seghetti works it through to Gardner. Just 7 seconds remaining. It's broken up by Simpson. And that will just about do it for period number 1. So the New York Sirens on home ice for the first time. A 2-0 lead over Vancouver at the end of 1 period of play here at the Rock.
Loud here in this arena. Everyone's excited. watching this New York team that's up. Hey, I spoke with Greg Fargo as he was coming out to the bench. I said, what do you like the most about how your team's playing right now? He said our team is being very direct when it comes to getting those pucks and how they're playing on the forecheck. He likes every aspect of this forecheck right now and how it's setting them up for successful offensive zone play, guys.
And off that forecheck, so the forwards need to be on it, reading each other. But a huge key of that, maybe some casual fans don't know, the D also have to be aware and anticipate, and that's what led to their first goal. The great speed by the forecheck of the forwards, however, that awesome anticipation for the D to step up and get her first career goal in Nicole Valerio.
So we start this second period. Shots 9-6 in favor of New York in the first, and they, of course, have the 2-0 lead. Valerio and Fillier each scoring separated by about 16 minutes in that first period. So 2-0 lead for New York. It's their earliest goals of the season. They scored 4 in their opener, but all 4 came in the third period, including 3 from Taylor Gerard. That gets knocked down right in front. They score again! Levis gets the deflection. It's 3-0 Sirens.
Now the puck moves from D to D over to Jinsey Rose, head up, able to sneak the puck, a little deflection, but watch where it goes back door. Peyton Levis is just hanging out unguarded, uncontested, and is able to clean up that long pass through and redirect it in for the third goal of the day for the Sirens.
Kalsnikova should almost get an assist for not touching that puck and letting it go through. And Levis is wide open on the side of the net. Right back to work here. Kalsnikova is stopped by Campbell. Well, considering the first period, what a dream start to the second for New York as they just continue to put their foot on the gas.
Yeah, exactly what you want. Go into the locker room, you don't settle down, you don't kind of rest on your laurels. You come out even stronger and ready to go from the drop of the puck.
So Vancouver now all of a sudden down by 3, and they try to skate out for the first time. Katie Chan going after the puck into the corner. You see Lappin down there as well for Vancouver. So here comes O'Neill. The pass connecting with Maddie Wheeler. Wheeler lets it go by, comes back for O'Neill, and her little chance slides across the side of the crease. Carbonin tries to get it out. Indeed does. So Levis gets the goal from Wheeler and Rose at 55 seconds of the second period. That is Wheeler's 4th assist already this year, which is the most early in this PWHL Season 3. As Vancouver respond, it's Abby Boreen. Around Gerard, who was the beneficiary of 3 of those assists in the opening game of the year. Bargman knocked down by Thompson right along the wall. Icing is waved off, so Osborne comes out to play it. There's Vespa. Line on the ice here, good pass back for Vespa. Has space wide, and the trailer shot is knocked down. Lauren Bernard. Greg Fargo mentioned to us, really impressed with what she's done, maybe a little bit unheralded on this New York roster. She's been good earlier in the year. Quick chance, Gardner stopped by Osborne. That was Anna Seghetti cutting in front. You figure Vancouver's got to find a way to get some bodies in front of Osborne.
And this line has had a lot of success. They're in again. It's the Gardner line with McQuigg and Seghetti, as you mentioned.
Here comes Jakes right to the net. Poke check made by Osborne. And it ends up behind for Seghetti. Works it up top. Channel Watkins fires. That gets deflected. Loose right on the side and it's cleared to the wall. Ends up right back with Jakes though. She fires and it's blocked. Jakes gets it right back. One-timer stopped by Osborne. McQuigg with her 3rd shot of this early portion of the game. Trying to find a way back from a 3-0 deficit. Best shift in a while for Vancouver. Jakes fires. That got deflected wide. Bargman here. The Sirens trying to get it out. Back to, that was untouched, so that is icing. There is Hannah Miller. First line center for Vancouver. Works it for Cava. Some pressure from Zandy Hart. Karvinen does pick it up along the wall. 3 shots on goal on this sequence for Vancouver. 3 of the 4 shots in this period so far. But the one that matters is the goal from New York 55 seconds in to make this a 3-0 game. There's Boreen, knocks it down along the wall. Centering pass, look at Villiers come all the way back. There's that back check from the forwards that you're talking about.
Just 200-foot game. You love to see it. Obviously, it's going to become natural offensively in the offensive zone, but to see that commitment and buy-in all over the ice to prevent opportunities coming against your team.
There's Cherkowski pulling it off the wall. Cherkowski's shot missed wide. Villiers, who scored her first goal of the season earlier in that first period, made it 2-0 at the time. It's a 3-0 New York lead right now. They're in their home opener from the Prudential Center in Newark. Villiers with O'Brien behind her. She moves center. Villiers waiting, fires it right into the skates of her teammate O'Brien. Jakes has been really active in this period and sets up Gardner. Gardner in and couldn't get the shot out of it. That's Simpson who gets back and just takes away what could have been a breakaway. And now 3-on-1 back for New York. Villiers across looking for O'Brien. Pass fluttered up on her stick a bit too much. Vancouver can bring it out. They have numbers, though. It's the end of a shift here. Going wide to the wall. Channel Watkins is broken up momentarily by the early goal scorer, Nicole Valerio. Altonkova got pinned. It's that almost opened up there, really on both sides. Levis works it back for Nyland Person. Well, it's O'Neill back up top. Nyland Person shot blocked, comes right down, and a chance from the outside from Bernard. Jen Gardner had a chance, but look at the play back by Simpson to break it up and keep her New York Sirens up 3-0. So Levis, who is the one who scored that goal to start this period for New York, making a 3-0 lead. They've been strong on the face-off so far today. This goes to get it in the corner. From the outside, O'Neill looking for a tip somewhere. Altonkova is knocked down by Channel Watkins. Maureen always looking for the setup there with Benisheva. And Benisheva got hit by the captain, Zandy Hart. Here's Jakes, plays it down Rosenthal. Nyland Person was kind of putting enough pressure on there that Rosenthal could only throw it wide of the net. Goes to pick it up again. The former Siren, oh, that got through and somehow stayed out. Osborne just does enough holding her post. May have been Vancouver's best opportunity of the game.
Yeah, good look at it here as Rosenthal comes from below the goal line, and it looks like it almost was going to go in between like the 5-hole, but it caught the top of her pad. And a backdoor presence by Jakes, always dangerous. She's so good at anticipating when to pop into play in the offensive zone.
Turned over, Wheeler is stopped by Campbell. Smooth save with a blocker. Loose on the backside for Archie. Just couldn't get it on goal. Well, I know this line is listed third. Gerard, Archie, and Wheeler. Boy, they do a lot of things well.
They do. They've had a lot of success. Obviously, the first game with a hat trick by Gerard and the sick behind the back pass by Wheeler. Great play all around. But I love that they're stopping net front, the Sirens are. And so one thing for Vancouver to watch as this game goes on, for them to kind of close out ranks net front and pick up the back door so that no one's open and it has a clear shot.
Here's the trailer. Rose coming through, spins one across. Gerard was the one she was trying to get it to, and Gerard's got it now along the wall. Again, that line creating something. Harvinen skating back the other way for Vancouver. And that's whistled down behind the play. There's a penalty. Here is Bourine, who goes to get it. Gardner on the wall, now for Jakes, who quarterbacks the power play and fires, and it's knocked down and immediately cleared. Peyton Levis has had a very good second period. Look at the pressure, shorthanded from Fillier. And takes it home, almost took it away from Jakes. Fillier is fun to watch. That settles Gardner. Nice pass back for Cava, and a save by Osborne.
What a chance by Vancouver. Look at the heads-up play by Gardner. Behind the back to Cava as she gets a shot up, but Osborne staying strong and is able to see that the whole way into her glove.
Halfway through the hockey game. New York with a 3-0 lead on Vancouver. Power play still with a minute left. The save, and then Carvinen trying to hack it out of the air, and it stays out. And here's a chance. Oh, shorthanded. It's O'Neill. O'Neill scores! Jailbreak at the Rock.
Look at the speed as Kristen O'Neill, the breakaway, a little forehand to backhand, and with her speed is able to beat the outstretched pad of Kristen Campbell, head up the whole way, and slams on her right edge of her skate, is able to just like slide a little bit. Look at this, seconds before, what a save on Hannah Miller, the one-time chance on the power play. Absolutely, it's just a learning curve. I mean, it's a whole new team, new identity, new culture, everything is new. And so that's part of the joy of this awesome league, is just the newness and the life. And they're going to figure it out, and they're going to be dominant when they do figure it out and come collectively. Like I said, I firmly believe they can push back really strong in this game because of the character and the quality of players they have on their bench.
Hannah Miller and Jakes. And not a person to get it for New York. 2 goals in this second period for the Sirens. Shots are basically even in this game, as you can see, 15-14. Icing waved off there because Fillier wins a race. O'Brien for Cherkowski in the corner. Has Fillier in front. Cherkowski spinning away. Good effort by Szigeti. Here is Gardner. Gardner floats a pass forward, just a little far in front of Szigeti. And Cherkowski comes back the other way for the Sirens. O'Brien takes it off the wall. Here is Fillier. Szigeti the closest to her. Cherkowski comes and finds it. Decent lane shift here. There's Simpson, a glove save made by Campbell.
All eyes were on in the corner, but look at Simpson come in and just get into this shot. Great save by Campbell.
Great read on that play by Izzy Daniel. She skates out. Daniel across. Yeah, I think that's where it's been, right? We'll watch this rush from Vespa, but they get in the offensive zone, and that pass has just been a touch behind. And again, that's that, working through that chemistry piece early in the season.
And the same thing happened in the shift right prior with their line. Pass just a little ahead of Szigeti. Otherwise, if it's on her stick, she's in the high slot. Grade A chance to get a goal.
Trying to get it to Madison Samaskevich that time. 5th round pick in Vancouver in this most recent draft. Nice centering pass here. Rose plays it down low, looking for someone. Now Hartje going after it. 5:13 remaining in the second. A 4-0 lead for the Sirens. That's a cross one-time chance from the early goal scorer. Nicole Valerio ends up hopping off her stick. Knocked down well by Sydney Bard. Good poke off the wall. Darcy Lappin. Kind of the end of a shift. Didn't have a ton of speed going into the zone, and Vancouver will just dump and change. Valerio floats it to Campbell. Couldn't secure it as Wheeler comes in. Gerard gets it off the wall. Rosenthal and Wheeler down in the corner. Thompson, and now it's Rosenthal. On a backhand pass forward for Venisheva. Maybe numbers here for New York again in their top line. O'Brien back for Gerard. Fluttered towards Cherkowski. O'Brien blew a tire right in the slot. Then a chance on a one-timer. Rosenthal did enough to break it up. Fillier on the ice now for New York. 4 minutes to go, second period. She will reset with the Sirens up, and a great pass for O'Brien. O'Brien across. Ends up hitting a skate. Venisheva reaching for it. Fillier plays it well off the wall. Fillier cycling. Fillier gets to the slot. Is there a shot there? Maureen trying to push her off. Pass across for Simpson. Long time in the zone here. O'Brien waits. He's looking to center up for Cherkowski. O'Brien again. Island person walking in for Zandy Hart. Her shot knocked down. Good block shot by Thompson. Vancouver's been in here forever in their defensive end.
You can see them just collapsing toward the middle of the ice, looking to just block pucks. And looks like they're finally able to get the puck out of their zone.
Yeah, Thompson's smart to skate this out. Plays it in with a backhand, but he's not going to be able to get off. Fillier brings it back in. Centering pass, rolling puck with Levis right there. And it's swept to the side by Campbell. Levis moving center. So Vancouver got a couple of forwards off, but not their defense pairing there. Here is Jakes. I guess it was really just Thompson who was still on the ice. Does get off now. Jakes plays it forward, and Osborne sticks it aside. So New York got full 2 changes during that sequence. Levis plays it forward. Should see Rose. An assist on the Levis goal to start this period. Off the skate of Levis. And Vancouver trying to do something with numbers. Cava's in! A save by Osborne! A backhand chance for Michaela Cava. And Osborne continues to stay sharp.
Yeah, great pass across and able to lead Cava into the zone. In a little forehand, backhand, just not enough underneath to get under the bar.
Maybe a 2-on-1. Pass, though, was a little bit behind Savannah Norcross, listed as the extra skater today for New York. 1:35 remaining in the period. Simpson from the outside, saves Campbell, and she secures it. Fleet will be in action later today, taking on Toronto, their second games of the year. Great early action in this PWHL season. No icing here. Watkins starts it, turned over, Cherkowski plays it up, O'Brien, and it's knocked away by Campbell. Even there, creating a turnover underneath the goal line. 21 seconds remaining in the second period. Fillier centers. Cherkowski's shot is sticked away by Campbell.
York has done a really good job either behind their players or in the high slot area, finding that space.
Face-off win back for Nyland Person, and it got knocked down by Miller. He's trying to stretch with just 8 seconds remaining in the period, but New York's in a good spot. And they can run this out. Icing waved off. And that brings us to the end of period number 2. What a first 2 periods for the New York Sirens. Excellent work offensively for this new look Sirens team. They lead by 4, end of 2. Here you're watching the PWHL. The score is what it is, right? 19 shots for the New York Sirens, 14 for the Goldeneyes. Face-offs are basically even, hits are basically even. Each team is 0 for 1 on the power play. Basically, the scoring chances are pretty much the same. So there's been a lot of even in this game, except for the score, which is 4-0 in favor of the New York Sirens. So we start period number 3 as the Sirens look for their second victory of the year and their first win on home ice. Vancouver is still looking for their first ever road win in the history of the Goldeneyes team. That is turned over. It's Fillier with a lane, plays it across O'Brien. Now Cherkowski, and a kick save made by Campbell. And it's turned over. Fillier once again dragging and shooting, and it's deflected out of play. So
the chemistry is so awesome to see, especially if you're a Sirens fan. Two new players added to the roster on that line with Fillier, and the fact that they're able to really read each other well to start this season off is a benefit.
I think that's been one of the most exciting things early in the season, is that you get these new lines put together, and you know, you can look at it on paper and you can expect a lot of really good things, but until you see it come together, and you know, we've talked about it with Montreal's top line this year. I think we're seeing it with New York's top line this year. We'll go down the list, obviously, as the year goes on. But this has been a fun group to watch, and they have been very effective early in this game. Fillier scoring a goal back in the first period. Made it 2-0 at the time. It's 4-0 right now with the Sirens in the lead. Levis, who scored early in that second period. Lauren Bernard plays it around. Kaltonkova. It's nearly turned over, but Levis does a decent job holding the blue line. Little hit from Chan trying to dig the puck out, and does so for Vancouver. Goldeneyes in their second game of this 3-game road trip. They'll be up in Boston on Wednesday before finally heading back home to the Pacific Coliseum, where they had just that wonderful open that you got a little piece to see once again.
Obviously, no more goals can go in, right?
Well, right.
But how can you create chances offensively and take it just 5 minutes at a time in different chunks? And I think I love that anticipation that Sid Bard had in the neutral zone. I think it's just going to, there needs to be more urgency from Vancouver and more connectedness to be able to support each other and have those 2, 3, 4 passes to break out of the zone and then enter with possession.
Yeah, we've said it a few times. It felt like there's a couple of moments coming from the neutral zone where there's a lane there, and when they get, you know, some more games under their belt, that lane may very well still be there, but just a half feet off. And, you know, you credit New York's defense as well for being part of what affected that. Here's a chance right in front. Gardner stopped by Osborne.
Such an awesome save by Osborne. Vancouver with possession. This line has been good all game long. Alone in front is Gardner. She takes a couple whacks at it. Nice backhander by Segedi. Turn around, locate the play. Notice how she is in tight. I like that she was trying to go bar down, but Osborne, great save with the shoulder and then pouncing on that puck to have no second chances.
Osborne has been very good, officially credited with 15 saves today. She has kept the Goldeneyes out. Sandy Hart whacks at it. That's into the Goldeneyes bench. Face-off win. Here's Jakes, walks the line and scores! That is Jakes. Sophie Jakes to make it 4-1.
Sophie Jakes went walking the line off a pass from Karvinen. Look at that. A little bit of a high screen by Hannah Miller. and two other defenders, and he's able to, it looks like it also redirects off a shoulder, and then the glove of Osborne to get in the net. Great job walking the line, though, with a head up and shooting, not when Miller's net front, but when she passes by to allow the puck to go through.
So Vancouver gets that goal they've been looking for. It's a 4-1 game as the Goldeneyes get on the board. Sophie Jakes, who was such a key piece to that Minnesota team that won back-to-back PWHL championships. O'Neill reaching for it at the flex high off the glass. Shannon Watkins starts out for Vancouver, and a big hit by Levis on the boards with Maureen. Well, you said it, 5-minute chunk, just over the 5-minute mark of the third period, but Vancouver does get one back. It's turned over. Hartje in this third line for New York. Bard putting some pressure on. Works it down for Taylor Gerard. Miller steps up. Comes out to center. Rose right off of a change keeps that going. Gerard uses the wall. Now in person. Just broken up for the moment. Turn right back over to Wheeler though. Good shift in the offensive end here by the Sirens. Hard plays it around. Here's Hartje. So maybe not a grade A shot anywhere in this sequence, Gigi, but I mean, how long has the puck been in at this point for New York?
Excellent offensive zone time for sure, wearing Vancouver down. And to be honest, I mean, it's a great plan because, one, you want to try to score a goal because it's always your thought on offense, but you're killing time off the clock.
Under 13 minutes remaining here in this New York Sirens home opener. They lead 4-1. Wheeler still on possession here for New York. He's been able to change. Vancouver has not. There's Sips, and that got knocked down, and Campbell has to stay tight to her post to keep that from going. Fillier lost her stick, and that's basically what allows Vancouver to get it out. Gardner lost her as well. Top line of the ice for New York. Cherkowski plays it in for Casey O'Brien, the rookie, to go get it. Fillier again lost her stick. Simpson was trying to stretch for Cherkowski. Does win a race to negate icing. That puck stays in. Cherkowski waiting and shooting, and a glove save by Campbell. 11:36 to go in the third. The Goldeneyes are on the board for the first time. Still trailing by 3. Jakes from the outside gives Vancouver some momentum early in period number 3.
Sirens, as we welcome you back to the third period. The Goldeneyes finally getting on the board here late in the game, but Coach Adolski told us, hey, they're still trying to build that chemistry on the ice. And when we asked him what that chemistry like off the ice is, he didn't even let me finish my sentence without saying, oh, we've got that dialed in. This group is so fun. They mesh so well together. And having this nice little road trip for them to get together and hang out has been really positive. They actually had a nice little New Jersey-style Thanksgiving at an Italian spot on Thursday when they got here to Newark. So it's been fun, and they're obviously going to have a couple days off here in New York to kind of get together and build that chemistry some more.
I'm going to propose that, at least at my house, that we switch to an Italian Thanksgiving. But I know that might be controversial, but that sounded very good. Vancouver coming down for American Thanksgiving the other day, and now Colton Kova scores! First career goal for the New York rookie!
The offensive zone time has just been outstanding by New York. And Colton Kova, the fans are on their feet, so thrilled to see their first round draft pick, first overall, soaking in her first goal of the season. And again, up to the top to Zandy Hart, who rips the puck, and it comes down, bounces right to Kaltenkova, who's able to find the back of the net.
Kristina Kaltenkova, the first overall pick of the most recent PWHL draft, the first non-North American selected first overall. So, you know, one of the things that we were talking about kind of going into this game, Gigi, was, you know, Taylor Gerard had that really great game. There's all these pieces in the top of the New York card that, when are they going to get going? Is this the day? It was for Fillier, it was for Kaltenkova. It's felt like it's been for O'Brien. She's been great today as well, just hasn't had the goal to show for it. And New York has scored 5, their new season high in scoring, and they lead 5-1 over Vancouver.
A lot of offense that we're seeing from all over the lineup, up and down the depth chart, as you touched on. It's really fun to see, and it's an exciting thing to look forward to for Sirens fans.
That was something that Abby asked Greg Fargo about, that depth, and as he said, he's not surprised by it, but it's still nice to see nonetheless, especially early on in the season. Vancouver coming back in. McQuigg, who had a couple of good opportunities early on in the game, especially in that first period. The game was still at 1-0. Here is Bernard, centers up. Rose tried to keep it going, but it's Anna Sacchetti who starts out over for McQuigg. Working against Rose. McQuigg comes off the wall right to the net, and a save by Osborne. Over the halfway mark of this third period, the Sirens adding another to rebuild their lead to 4. Hartchie stops on the wall and gets knocked by Bard. Zandy Hart and Levis get assists on the goal for Levis now. That's her second point of the day, with that third goal for New York earlier. From the outside, Thompson, who we called her name a lot in that first period. New York did a good job neutralizing one of the best defenders in the PWHL in that second period. Thompson, who scored in each of the first 2 games for the Goldeneyes. Chance here, Osborne swipes it away with Izzy Daniel coming right down the slot all along.
There's some of that confidence that Coach Fargo had mentioned.
Oh, it's turned over. There is Jakes trying to spin onto her forehand, but that's O'Brien just making a good play at the blue line to force that out. Here's Fillier, brings it in onside. Scored her first goal of the season earlier in this game. Carbinen, who had an assist on the Vancouver goal from Jakes. Starting to bring it in. Kaltenkova. Now it's played around by Rose. New York's okay with this. Time coming off. 7:35 remaining in this third period. And a 5-1 lead for the Sirens. There's Bard. Kaltenkova got a hit in. Still not past the Devils logo at center. So Vancouver cannot change. Centering pass, Levis had a piece of it. Loose for O'Neill, trying to play it backhand and cross. Still loose in front for a moment. Kaltenkova got a piece of it and now collects it off the wall. Over for Rose, who cycles back to the blue line, and that comes out, so New York has to tag up. 6:52 remaining in the third. This third period continues to wind away from the Goldeneyes with so much time by New York in their offensive end. Centering pass and a great save by Campbell. Nyland Person. But the New York Sirens offense has been the story of the day. And the first overall pick of the PWHL draft, Kristina Kaltenkova with her first career PWHL goal. closer to the action with Jocks and Jills, the official podcast of the PWHL with Tessa and Julia. New episodes drop every Tuesday and Friday, wherever you get your podcasts. Follow along on social media as well at Jocks and Jills. 5-1 lead for the Sirens. I think that might be a topic of conversation this week. New York trying to win their home opener once again. They have really played a nice team game today. Osborne's been great at the back end. The offense has been very good. A lot of different people getting involved. Here is Vespa playing it across. Now Bartman reaching it, and Vespa got a shot away that hit the side of the net. Alan Person comes down to get it, but it's McQuigg who starts it out for Vancouver. Madison Samaskevich was taken off. Here's Vespa coming back in. Cut center. Vespa trying to get a shot through. It was knocked off by Melissa Channel-Watkins. McQuigg working wide. Izzy Daniel comes through. That hit, I think, the skate of Nicole Valerio. Remember, scored her first PWHL goal way back when. Just 4:08 into this first period, and it's been a New York onslaught ever since. Nice skating ability there. Wheeler managed to push it forward. Her speed has been very apparent in this game. Cava waiting. Nice setup for Jakes, who just missed wide. Comes to the outside. One-timer from Carvinen. And it's knocked out of play by Osborne.
This broadcast and its content are copyrighted by PWHL Holdings, LLC for the private use of our audience. All rights reserved. Any other use or reproduction of this broadcast without the consent of PWHL Holdings, LLC is prohibited.
The New York Sirens with a 5-1 lead over Vancouver. First ever game between these two teams. Back together out in Vancouver December 6th. Vancouver's next home game. As we said, they'll be up in Boston on Wednesday to take on the Fleet. They'll be in action today against Toronto. Their second game of the year. That is secured by Campbell. Still very early on in the season, as we know. I think the things we've seen, maybe not wholly surprising, is we have seen some of these big offensive days, and they've generally gone along with some pretty good goaltending on the other end.
That's true. And Osborne has done an excellent job. She had that breakaway save early in the game to keep her team, keep the opponent off the scoreboard. But the offense, to me, it really just boils down to speed. All over the ice, they are attacking, they are playing on their toes, and they're pressing and creating so many opportunities for themselves.
Bell starts it out for Vancouver. How impressed have you been with, again, just because we're having the conversation with a lot of rookies, obviously, in this game particularly with New York and Vancouver, with the transition that a lot of these players have been able to make from college, jumping right in, as we'll actually get a penalty here. That no goal penalty was called first, as Levis pushing it in, and it's a cross-check call. But I don't want to say seamless, because it's a significant transition, more physical, obviously, to checking in the pro game, but it really has been amazing how well it feels like these rookies have contributed so early on for New York.
It's fun to see, and obviously at this level, the pace is so much faster. You have to think the game quicker, and that's one thing that has stood out to me. Yes, can you keep up speed-wise? And we saw a couple of those back checks by O'Brien in the first period, and her legs are clearly there, but also the passing. You saw Wheeler's passing a little behind the back when she also tried again today, and so just different names come to mind with different skill sets, and they're able to bring their game to the highest level with this incredible league.
So another power play here for Vancouver, brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel Paper Towel. Power through tough messes. Remember, this is just the second power play attempt of the game for Vancouver. On their first in the second period, it was looking good. They had 3 shots on goal on their power play. They were generating, but New York got the jailbreak goal on the breakaway from Kristen O'Neill, which, I mean, the score was 3-0 at that point. That made it 4, but that really felt like the moment that this game kind of, you know, the key moment deep into this game. Maureen plays it off the wall. Here is Jakes walking down. That's deflected out of play. So 1:08 remaining on the power play. Vancouver trailing New York 5-1.
Most goals scored by the Sirens in a game since March 25th of last year at Ottawa, 6-3 victory.
And I just noticed, like, 20 shots allowed only.
Yes.
New York Sirens. Their ability to keep them on the goal line on the perimeter as well. And the only goal that was scored against was from 5 feet inside the blue line.
It is the third game in a row that New York has outshot its opponents, as O'Brien trying to make a play shorthanded. With 3 minutes to go, assuming nothing crazy happens in the next 3 minutes, I should say. Even in their loss to Montreal in game number 2, New York ended up outshooting Montreal in that game. The biggest key, at least in the first 2 games, was they were plus 19 in shots in the third period. But they scored the 4 goals all in the third period in game number 1 against Ottawa. And trying to knock off another penalty kill here. 20 seconds remaining on the power play time. 2:28 remaining in the game. And New York with a 5-1 lead over Vancouver. Here's Jakes, who pushes it forward. McQuigg was reaching for it. Final 3 seconds of the power play time, and New York's going to be able to skate it out. So the Sirens 2 for 2 on the penalty kill today, just adding to what has been a very strong day for the home team. Here's McQuigg cutting to the middle. McQuigg had some pretty good chances early in this game. There's Jakes. Looked like hit her own player in front. Might have gotten Izzy Daniels' skate on the way by. 1:38 remaining. Third period, 5-1 lead for the Sirens over Vancouver. Vanisheva coming to the middle, got the pass across, and another save by Osborne for good measure on Abby Boreen. And now a 2-on-1 back. Cherkowski across, flutters, Fillier up top. Campbell may have just gotten a piece of it. So Osborne, one more save on the back end, and New York pushing for another here in the final minute. With the Sirens up 5-1, and that is whistled down for a hand pass.
What a good sequence. Osborne with a huge save on Boreen. Here's a look at it. Vanisheva, smart, cutting to the slot, giving Boreen the shot, and again, another shoulder save as Osborne is able to stay upright and not like hunch over, not kind of collapse, but just stay upright and take away as much of the net as possible.
She came in her first 2 games this year with a .947 save percentage. She's stopped 20 of 21 today. And dare I say, early in the season, that may be one of the major storylines. Again, a new starting goaltender here in New York. She has been absolutely brilliant to begin season 3 here in the PWHL. That's a turnover. Gardner, and it's swiped away. Good effort by the New York defense at the end. Final 15 seconds to come off. New York's trying to get out of this game now. Still up 5-1 as Vancouver putting some late pressure on. And now it looks like they will. The New York Sirens take their home opener. A 5-1 win over Vancouver. A 5-1 win for New York over Vancouver. 5 goals on the board, 5 different goal scorers, 11 different player with a point. It's hard to pick from that group. So why don't we talk about the goaltender? Kaylee Osborne is our performer of the game, presented by Canadian Tire, proud founding partner of the PWHL. Officially 20 saves on 21 shots, continuing her great play to start this season.
A couple looks on Gardner alone, and look at this half semi breakaway by Cava, and in tight again. Jennifer Gardner found the crease a lot in spots in front of Osborne, but could not solve her. Excellent job today by Osborne.
So the shots end up 28-21 in favor of New York today. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, right? The depth of the offense. A couple of the stars that New York is going to rely on this year getting on the board. Villiers with her first goal of the year. The #1 pick in the PWHL draft, Alton Kova on the board. Let's go through these 5 goals from New York. Remember, it started really early on in the first period with the first career goal from Nicole Valerio.
And then picking up right after that, the top line, little tic-tac-toe play. Villiers backdoor, gets her first on the season. And a D-to-D with a shot. Look at Levis hanging out in the right spot if you're a goal scorer. And on the penalty kill, the speed of Kristen O'Neill. She does a forehand, backhand, deep, able to bury it. And the last goal, Alton Kova puts in her first tally of the season.
Your parents, and you just said your brother, came all the way here from Czech to watch you play, and of course you scored your first goal. What did that moment mean to you?
It meant everything. I mean, we have been playing so well as a team, so, I love my line. So I was just excited that, all of us got a goal tonight. And so it was so special to score in front of my family and friends.
You mentioned all the contributions here tonight. What kind of message does that send about what this group has been working toward?
I think we have a deep roster, and I think when we play together and play our way, the Sirens way, we put up a great show, but we do it together, and that's the most important thing.
Well, you sure put on a show for these fans. What is this feeling like, celebrating a win in front of this home crowd for the first time?
I mean, they're awesome. They showed up, and New York is so huge, and New Jersey is too, and so to get this many people, it's truly special. So we appreciate all that support, and this is our house, and I think we showed that tonight, and we're going to keep showing that.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys.
Pretty special first career goal today, and gets to celebrate with her home crowd. The first overall pick of the most recent PWHL draft, and you got to see a little reason why here today. We are so looking forward to watching her compete in the PWHL this year.
The speed, the physicality, the pinpoint accuracy, her ability to just, the puck popped out to her, yes, but to put it in the net in that way, excellent job.
Good stuff today. A 5-1 win for New York over Vancouver as the Sirens get win #2 this year. Appreciate you joining us here today, folks. For Abby Labar and Gigi Marvin, our producer Pete Toma, director Amanda Smirich, and our whole team here at the Prudential Center, Eric Galanti saying so long from the Rock. Sirens roll 5-1 in their first ever game against the Goldeneyes. They win their home opener.